Before I get started with this review on Deadpool, I just want to acknowledge all of those reviewers out there that are encouraging those that are underage to see this movie. Whether they're children or whether they're teenagers or whether they're 12, I'm just going to tell you, don't do it. For those who are younger and you want to see this movie out in theaters, don't do it. And here's why. It's not because of the violence. It's not because of the sex that's in this movie. It is because this is the first rated R anti-hero movie that adults can see without you in it. Don't get me wrong. I like kids. But I don't like the fact that you kick my chair. I don't like the fact you throw stuff at me. And I don't like the fact that you have parents that are so burnt out of you that they are too tired to tell you no. So let us have this movie without you in it. Let us enjoy this movie without all the stuff that you start when scenes get boring. So for all those reviewers out there that are encouraging kids to see this, stop doing it. At least allow them to wait till the DVD comes out. Other than that, this is my review of Deadpool. Alright, y'all. It is Friday the 12th. It is time for Deadpool. I just got back from watching Deadpool. And I'm going to say this, guys. I have never been so happy to see Deadpool done so well in my entire life. The reviews, everybody giving it positive reviews, there's a reason for that. It is a fun movie. A fun R-rated movie at that. And honestly, yeah, you've seen R-rated movies that be a little bit sloppy, but not this one. I loved it. It was amazing. The opener, by far, the opener of the movie was one of the best. Clearly straight up Deadpool. Hilarious. I loved every bit of it. It was so fun to see that opener. And then as the movie went on, there wasn't a point that I was not laughing. It was really hard tonight to pay attention to the movie without laughing. It was that funny. The fourth wall business, going back and forth between the present and between the past and the present, and also having the fourth wall jokes in there, it worked. It meshed really well. It was a great blend, and honestly, it was that perfect setup. It was so many moments, just so many Deadpool moments. It's so hard to count. But honestly, guys, it was a great blend, a great mix. It wasn't overdone. And you would think that with Deadpool, they will overdo the whole fourth wall business. They will overdo, they pretty much overdo everything else. But they really didn't. It was really well done. It was put together. There was a lot of pop culture references from the 80s and 90s. And occasionally from the 2000s. But it still meshed. It still was relevant. It still was great. I loved every bit of it. I will say this. A lot of reviewers would complain about the plot, how the plot was suffering. The plot didn't really suffer to me, but if you honestly expect it, if you really do think about it, it's a Deadpool movie. It's going to have a lot of moments where the fourth wall will be kicked, and if the fourth wall gets kicked, that means it's going to probably go another direction. But either or, it didn't really completely mess up the plot. The plot still stayed where it was. It still had its overall purpose, and it still had its overall meaning, and it was there. And I still enjoyed I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I can't even talk right now. It was that funny. But the one thing that I'm definitely going to complain about is that every single reviewer kept talking about, oh, this is a hard R, a solid R. This isn't a solid R. It's a soft R. And it's not a horrible R. It's not bad for it to be soft. But it was advertising how hardcore it was, and it really wasn't. There was the infamous cameo by Stan Lee that people saw in the trailers. But that was the only R version of the entire movie. Everything else was pretty soft core, especially the scene. I mean, especially some of the really strong sex scenes that are in there. It was pretty much a soft R. And am I complaining about that? No, but I'm just saying, like, well, I mean, I'm not devastated. Oh my gosh, not hardcore. But the thing is, it's like, it really isn't that bad. There was a lot of censoring going on, especially when it came to some of the scenes you didn't think would be censored. It was. But the only thing that wasn't censored was the violence. It was over the top violence, over the top scenes with Deadpool. His trick shots, his Not only his one-liners, but also his sword fights, his trick shots with his guns. Amazing. Every part of it was great. A fun ride. It was even great to see Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus in there. And it was to the point where it didn't look stupid. It didn't look like it was out of place. There was a reason why it was there, and I absolutely liked it. Especially, I mean, there was so many things that was just thrown out there. So many one-liners done by Deadpool. So many moments that was done by him, kicking down the fourth wall multiple times. And it also showed a different side of Wade Wilson at the very beginning. And I like seeing the whole human side of Wade Wilson before he became a full-on merc with the mouth. And it was just great. They did a really great origin story with Deadpool. It's the best they could ever do. I enjoy T.J. Miller's character because that dude is funny. He gets in where he fits in. For those that don't know who T.J. Miller is, he actually is on Silicon Valley. He's a very, very funny guy, and he was very funny in this movie. And honestly, I liked it. There wasn't a thing that I did not like about Deadpool. And they do have an end credit scene. To each his own. I'll just say that. To each his own. And for those that are really, really big 80s fans, you'll probably enjoy it. And also, they do talk about what might be in Deadpool 2. Because they did greenlight Deadpool 2 about how successful it was going to be. And it is pretty successful. But honestly, yeah, see this movie. See this movie a dozen times. You will not stop laughing. And it's definitely a break from the old superhero movies, from the same old thing, gotta save the world within 5 seconds because a bomb's about to blow it up. It is something that is different, and I love different. So guys, see this movie. It is great. See it a dozen times. Support Deadpool, because we want to have groundbreaking movies like this. Well, maybe not groundbreaking, but other than that, we haven't seen a rated R superhero. Well, it's not really a superhero movie. It's more like an anti-hero movie. But we haven't seen a rated R anti-hero movie since The Punisher. But actually, I don't think The Punisher was rated R. I think it was PG-13. But other than that, this is a rated R anti-hero movie since The Punisher. Support Deadpool. Seriously, because if Deadpool is supported real hard, they're going to make Deadpool 2 even better. So seriously, y'all, support this movie. I'm out. Nature Girl out. Peace.